Hello and welcome to another video. So hopefully you can hear me through this. It's absolutely freezing. I don't know what's going on with the weather today. Well, today, just in general. We've had frost the last few days and snow today. We never, well, southwest of England, we never really get snow this side of Christmas. It's normally February. Late February sort of time we get it, if we're going to get it at all, and probably once every 2 or 3 years would be optimistic. So to get it in December the 14th, it's absolutely insane. And I'd say we've probably got the perfect weather condition. A little bit warmer would be nice, but then you wouldn't have the snow. But we've got a really light scattering of snow, which I think looks much better. So when you have a heavy snowfall, it can look nice. Obviously, it depending on what you're shooting. It's kind of like a long exposure photography. It kind of isolates everything apart from your main subject. But with the light scattering of snow that we've got, it still gives you all the details in everything because there's not enough of the ground or enough of the rocks covered. So I think it looks a little bit more interesting than just having a complete blanket of snow. So it's not raining, it's not currently snowing, and it's a little bit of wind, and it is quite cold. I think it's -1 on the moors. So yeah, kind of like the perfect conditions for photography. Whoa. And also breaking your ankles because you can't see where you're going. So yeah, should we have a look and see what photos we can get? Okay, so I've just got to the top of this tour. I'm not sure which one I'm at, to be honest. I'll pop it up on the screen. Now initially I was going to take some pictures of the landscape this side, so I don't know how well that comes out, whether that does look good in the phone, but to the eye I don't think it looks very interesting. There's nothing interesting about it, if that makes sense. So it's just flat open ground and there's no real subject to be taken of. Whereas I come over the other side, just over here, and it gets a little bit more interesting. So over here, and if you can make out the distance, just here, you've got a tor up there where the ground elevates, and then you've got what's these snow paths so that would make a good leading line up to it. So I think that will make a nice shot. I'm going to give that one a go. And then also over here there's a little tor. That looks like the rain's coming in. I don't know what that is coming in over there, but it's looking dark. So I need to get this done pretty quick, I think. So, well, it was a little bit clearer than that when I was on the way up. So you've got this tor here, and then obviously you've got like the pathways with the snow, which will make quite good leading lines. And then you can see you've got the road. Now it's either using this edge here in the frame and framing it and then having this in the background, or whether I zoom in and just take the image of that on its own. I don't know. Now, whoa, the wind's really picked up. Now what I'll probably do, I won't film me taking the images for a minute, just because I'm still using this tethered microphone on the camera that I'm using, so I'm using but actually just an update on that. I've switched from the iPhone to a Samsung Galaxy S10, which I had sat in the drawer just doing nothing. Thought I could make some use of that instead of it just sitting there doing nothing. I could use it instead of having to use my main phone all the time. So I've changed phones for that, for the filming purpose. But I'm still tethered to the phone. So as soon as I get my wireless mics, I'll be able to put the phone on a tripod, and it'll be a bit easier. I won't be so restricted to where I can go. The image I'm going for is using this path here as a leading line all the way up through the image to that peak in the distance. I don't know whether this is going to work. I'll put my 70-200 on. 25th of a second at the moment, ISO 16, and I'm one stop over just so I can get a bit more of the highlights in, because it's a bit dark, a bit dreary day, so I'm going to go one stop over. I'm not going to do a HDR. I'm just exposing to the right so I can just pull out some of that detail in the shadows, and I'll pop that up on the screen. Absolutely bitter. So when I take my gloves off to operate the phone or the camera, the wind chill factor is just so cold. It instantly freezes my hands. It's so cold. I can hardly keep my gloves off for like more than a few seconds. I just want to explain this composition. So I'm doing 70-200 at the moment, but I'm going to put on the wide as well. So I'm coming in just below the road, which is on the 70-200, so it's coming in just under here, and it's taking this sort of portion. I'm going to take that image. I got auto ISO on 160th of a second because the camera shakes causing my images to be a little bit blurry as the wind's picked up, and I've got my aperture set to f16. I'm going to make this probably my last image up here, and then I'm going to head back to the car because it's absolutely bitter. I've got a bit of a problem with this 70-200 as well. So the autofocus on it has died. It died about a year ago, and trying to focus images on the back of the screen. When I need my glasses to see because I'm blind without them. And the wind's just blowing in my eyes, and it's causing my eyes to water, which is making the images look blurry on the back of the screen. So I have no idea if the images are good or not. So what I'm doing is I'm looking through the viewfinder to set up my composition and everything, and then I'm putting the autofocus on the lens, but it doesn't actually autofocus. So I can turn the focus dial till it's focused, and then it will give me a beep to tell me it's in focus. So I'm hoping that works and it's not giving me any false information because I can't see anything. So I'm hoping the images come out okay. So let's get this done. Right, what I've done is I've come back down here, wind chill, the wind speed's a little bit less down here, it's not so bad. But as I've come down, I've noticed the same image that I've taken a picture of down here, up the top. I've come down a bit closer, and I think it might just be a little bit stronger down here, to be honest. The path as the leading line again, all the way up, and then following the wall up to the top, and it taking over the image. So I might give this one a go from this point and see what that turns out like. And then let me know in the comments which one you prefer, whether you prefer the one up the top or the one further down the path, which is where I am now. Okay, so I had to rush that last image. I've had to rush that last image because the battery went on my camera. I changed it to a fresh battery, or what I thought was a fresh battery. Now I don't know whether I've just not charged them, which is probably more likely, or whether the cold's got to them and they've just drained. But I changed to my fresh battery and that was drained. Then I changed to my backup. I always take out 3 batteries. One battery usually lasts me the entire day, but I always take 3 just in case. And yeah, so that was drained as well. But I did have enough. I put it in and it was dead. I took it out, packed all my stuff up. Then I thought, oh, I'll just try again. Just see if I can get something out of the battery. So I put it back in again. The one that, I think it was the one that I had in there originally that had died, and it just gave me that little bit more extra power to get the last image. So hopefully it came out okay, because it was very rushed. Hopefully you liked it. Right, so, ooh, Jesus. So that's, the camera's dictated that it's the end of the day, so we're calling this one a day. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, that is. If you haven't, then don't worry. If you like the video, if you like the images, please do consider giving the video a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. It does help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed and you want to see me break my neck whilst out walking, because it's highly likely it's going to happen at some point, then please do consider subscribing. If you like my content, if you like my photos, I'm doing a new series on Mondays called Macro Monday, so if you're into macro photography, then stay tuned for that. If you hit the bell icon, it will notify you every time I put a new video out. Yeah, and I'll catch you on the next one.